think Lance and Mahomes have things in common? If so, why? Or is that just not fair?
No, I mean, I think they do. I think they have some things in common. Um, I think off platform,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I compared most. I figured Russell Wilson, Mahomes, Rodgers, those are the guys that I look at as far as off-platform throwers. And when I looked at Lance, I saw exactly that. Especially being able to keep that arm strength no matter what. Now he doesn't have the arm angles that Mahomes has. His arm is very strong. It's not as strong as Mahomes, but I also think that he's more athletic than Mahomes is. So, yeah,
He is
there
more
are
athletic than
some
Mahomes.
similarities, but there's definitely a lot of differences there as well.
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's going to be the passer that Mahomes is, and Mahomes won't be the runner that Lance is. But I think what they have in common, I think Lance has more in common with Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is such a
Yes.
runner. I mean, he's great at it. He's the best ball carrier in the NFL. But Lance, I think, he's going to run probably not 10 times a game, probably not 11 times a game. I would think he would run 3-4 times a game, 5 times
Yeah.
a game, which is great. And those will be crucial first downs and maybe
Mhm.
touchdowns. But the way he uses his mobility as a passer is going to be more like Mahomes in the sense of extending plays, the Russell Wilson stuff, the Kyler Murray stuff, the Josh Allen stuff. Because I'm starting to look at quarterbacks from a defensive perspective, from like Robert Sala's perspective. He wasn't worried about Drew Brees.
No.
I mean, he shut down Drew Brees last year. If the quarterback can't move, Robert Saleh has a million ways to take you out. As soon as the quarterback can break the pocket and extend the play, Robert Saleh is mortal. Is he not?
Everybody is, because now you're playing
Everybody
11
is.
on 11. 11 on
Yes.
11 is a lot different when it's 11 on 10. Once you add in that element of running, all bets go out the window. And that's exactly why the 49ers couldn't take Mac Jones. They
Exactly.
need that
He
element.
gives you nothing off
No.
schedule. And I think
No.
it used to be you need to be able to win from the pocket. There is no pocket anymore. What pocket? The pocket breaks down in a second and a half. And the only pocket quarterbacks who are good are the ones that get rid of the ball instantly. And those guys, how many guys can do that? They're all like 40 years old. They all have 20 years of experience. Jimmy can't do it.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that the more important, I mean, you want to be proficient from the pocket, but Lamar Jackson's good enough. You need to be good enough from the
Yeah.
pocket. You really need to be able to give stuff off schedule. And that's what Trey Lance is going to be able to do. Honestly, the thing with Justin Fields, he didn't seem that good off schedule.
No.
He seemed very good from the pocket, very accurate. He could execute, and he could execute quarterback-driven runs. But once it was off script, I didn't trust him at all. And I didn't
No.
think he knew what he wanted to do.
No.
Yeah.
I think he made poor decisions in those moments. In those
Yes.
split second decision making moments, he made poor decisions. And that's the other thing that I think, at least now, separates Trey and Mahomes. Now, Kittle says that Trey takes a lot of chances in practice. So maybe my thought of him is wrong, but from what I've seen of him on film, he's not a risk taker. He protects the ball very well. Mahomes at heart is a gunslinger. He's got that mentality. And I haven't seen that from Trey. Not yet. Trey may have that, and he may be that, but right now, I haven't seen that part of his game.
That's a good distinction. Yeah, that's definitely a good distinction.
He has the skill set to be one, but that just doesn't seem to be in his personality as of yet.
Yeah, and if he's being more risky in practice, that could just be, I mean, that's where you want to be risky. That's where you learn what you can get away with. And also, he's adjusting to the speed of the game. He's going to need to know what he can get away with, what windows he can fit his 60-mile-an-hour fastball in there, which is, I think, what he's throwing. He's got a cannon, man. I watched Colin Kaepernick. I watched this guy throw, and I'm like, when he wants to, it's a wow. It's a wow. I like watching him.
Yeah.
Jordan has one quick question. If the Niners trade Jimmy and Trey, worst case scenario, got injured during the season, would it be an automatic Kyle firing or give him another excused year? I like Rosen. I think Rosen's a hell of a backup.
Yeah, I'm cool with Rosen. I really am cool with Rosen. I'm just fine riding with Josh Rosen. No issues there.
Yeah, I mean, look what Nick Mullins did on this team, man. Josh Rosen is more physically gifted than Nick Mullins. Mullins committed turnovers. I think Rosen could do quite well. Although, again, if 13.5% of the salary cap just vanishes because Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt, the whole team is going to struggle. You can't really expect any of these guys to just lead the Niners to the promised land when they just lost an eighth or whatever of their salary cap.
I'll also say this, though, too. I don't think that there's really a scenario at all that Shanahan gets fired this year. But if they don't make the playoffs, I think that John Lynch is gone. He's gone.
Yeah, and Kyle starts next season on the hot seat because there's only
Yep.
so many losing seasons you can have.
Correct.
Corey says, what do you think of Lance's coach, Quince Avery? Seems like he's got one guy, Watson, a bust, Haskins, and a few TBDs in Hurts, Fields. This guy good. I honestly don't know much about Quincy Avery. What do you think?
Quincy Avery has a lot more than just that.
See,
but he also has two of the top prospects coming out again this year as well. He's got the kid from Liberty, and who might have the strongest arm I've ever seen. That kid's arm is ridiculous. Oh, wow. And he's got a kid from Oregon. So listen, Quincy's worked with a lot of guys. I think that he's worked, Haskins is a bust, not because of his talent, by the way. Haskins is a bust because he's an idiot. Like, there's just no better way to call it. He got to the league. He felt himself a little too much, and he quickly worked his way out of the league. If he had actually had a work ethic and frankly, he was just a young kid, and he had success bestowed upon him, and not everybody works well or operates well in that scenario. It's tough, right? Yeah. But he didn't handle it well, and so he quickly worked himself nearly out of the league. We'll see what happens to him this year. I think he's on Pittsburgh's practice squad or something. But yeah, that's what happened with Haskins. I honestly don't think it was a talent issue with Haskins. I don't think Haskins would have been a top 10 guy, but I think Haskins could have had a long career in this league had he had his head screwed on tight when he came into the league.
Jeremy Price says, damn, I feel for Jimmy G's mental health. Grant, geez, haven't even gotten to training camp yet, and there's quarterback controversies. Hey, sorry, Jimmy, your team did this to you. It's not me. Yeah. It's the team. I'm really excited to cover a quarterback competition because usually teams don't want to do it. Teams don't want to open it up and let the media decide, let the fans decide. They want to be in control. It's on, baby. It's on like Donkey Kong, and I'm so excited.